Mighty Mouse. How are you, man?
What's going on, man?
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. First off, thank you so much for, I guess, giving me the opportunity to make this, amazing bobblehead. I truly appreciate the details. Absolutely amazing.
Thank you, man. It really means a lot that you like it. I was telling you personally, sometimes I'll make these bobbleheads for fighters, and yeah, I'll never hear from them again, man. It's like, hey, wait a minute. But I really appreciate you reaching out and you saying that right now, man. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Had an early brunch with the wife, and the kids got their school done, and they're playing video games right now. My daughter's over there watching Nightmare Before Christmas and just hanging out, man. It's a Sunday. It's a beautiful day.
Good. And I won't keep you long. Are you a huge Seahawks fan still?
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy football.
Okay.
I don't like rooting for one team. I like to root for all the athletes. I love what the athletes can do on the field. So obviously, I do want the Seahawks to win, but I'm not like every Sunday, honey, where's my beer?
Yeah.
I'm not that hardcore. There's people out there who bleed, green and blue and crimson.
Yeah, right. Okay, cool. So real quick, can you speak a little bit on what I was just talking about pursuing your passion, finding your passion, pursuing it?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's funny when you said those words, I was like, damn, I said those words. And so that means that when I spoke it came from the heart, I guess you can say, right? A lot of people who go throughout their whole entire lives, they always find the struggle, what they want to do for a living, right? And a lot of people get pushed away from what makes them happy, which is, or their passion, because it doesn't bring them wealth. It doesn't give them the money they need to be able to keep the lights on. As you spoke earlier, you have a full-time job that pays the bills and keeps your lights on, right? But you love and passionate about creating bobbleheads, creating something, which you're very, right? So when I said that, it was the same thing for me. I loved mixed martial arts. I loved training, but it did not pay the bills. Chat, everybody in here, my first fight as a professional athlete, I made, I think it was $250 a show and $250 to win. $500 is a pay for nothing. Even when the big leagues, when I fought for WEC, it was $3K to fight, $3K to win. I lost the fight. My MRI bill cost $3,000. I still have taxes, and I still have to pay my management. So
wow,
it's, that's a passion. That's not a full-time job. Even though I'm a professional athlete, that is a passion. I still worked full-time all the way up to the point I was able to make enough money to turn it into my full-time career. But now my other passion, which is gaming, that does not keep the lights on. It does not, pay for, my kids' college, but it's a passion of mine. And maybe one day it will be able to pay for all the things, supplement everything else that fighting, brings in. And if it never does, that's fine, because I'm enjoy doing it and I love it.
Was there ever a time in the early days in your mixed martial arts career where you almost threw in the towel, where you thought this may not be it?
Well, there was a time when I was training full time and also working full time, but the job I was working, it was like I was making $10.76 an hour. And so me and my wife sat down one time and like, hey, if things don't, start picking up here, you can still train, right? Which was my original passion, which is training and learning how to fight. But you need to get a real job where you're making like $15, $18 an hour. When you have a job like that, which was construction, I was working construction. I was making about $15 an hour, but I was never in the gym. I was never doing the things that made me happy, which was working out. And that's when I went back down to take a pay cut to go make $10.76 an hour. That way I could be at the gym.
So to wrap this up, kind of put a bow on this passion topic, do you recommend that people just keep going as long as it's feasible?
1000%. There's no reason why you shouldn't keep going. This is one of the things that people always tell me, that who I surround myself with, or people who know me personally. They say, you know what I love about you? And I said, what's up? They're like, you are never, the outcome of your fight never dictates your life. I was like, what do you mean? He goes, I've seen you come in this gym, defend the belt 9 times in a row. You're still the same person. I've seen you get suplexed by Dominic Cruz, still the same person. So no matter how many fights you win or how many fights you lose, you're never you never change the person you are. And that's the important part, because I didn't get into mixed martial arts to be the best in the world or to, you know, I want to say, well, obviously I got in this, I want to win all my fights. I don't want to lose my fights. But after everything's done and said, you know, when people are like, oh, I'm scared I might lose, why did you start doing mixed martial arts in the first place?
Right.
Because it's a passion, right? So
right.
that's where passion comes from. It doesn't matter the outcome of it. It's about doing what you really want to do in life.
Right. You cannot be afraid of failure. That's for sure. So let's get to the bobblehead really quick. So just before we unveil it to everyone, I'm going to have you unveil it and show everyone. Do you actually remember where, I know you've done this pose several times and everyone knows this iconic pose. Do you happen to remember this specific time you did this pose, what fight it was?
And the very first fight, or this fight itself?
The picture on the box. And
yeah, this was my first debut in one championship in Japan against Yuya Wakamatsu. Just won the fight. Very excited. You know, a lot of emotions in this picture. Going over to Japan, fighting for the very first time in my career. I'm coming off, you know, a split decision loss against Figueiredo. So, you know, you have to I gotta get it. So, yes.
It's very, very awesome. You know, I was telling John Morgan earlier today that I can only wish and imagine and dream that I get so pumped up and excited in one moment where I can do that and it would be acceptable. I mean, there's not a lot of people that can do that and it be acceptable in a public situation. I was telling John, when I hit my number in roulette in Vegas, I feel like I can do that.
Yeah.
But the pose is incredible. The fight was incredible. And the guillotine was absolutely nuts. That guillotine was awesome.
Thank you.
You know what? Just real quick, DJ, before we go on to the bobblehead, I do have a personal question about that fight that you fought against Wakamatsu. You had him in a perfect, a full mount position. You were fully mounted, and then you gave it up and did the side control. Why was that?
Because a lot of athletes will, typically, two reasons. One, typically I don't like full mount because it's easy for people to escape from. Right? Like all they have to do is bridge and throw the arm up, and then you can get them in an arm bar or you can do something else. But it's a pretty easy submission to escape from. For the lightweight guys, you get, you know, you get DC on Stipe Miocic. It's going to be hard as hell to get DC off of Stipe because it's a lot heavier. But for lightweight guys, it's pretty easy to escape from mount. And the reason why I did it for Yuya Wakamatsu, the hardest thing with my transition over to one championship is that I don't have my head coach, Matt Hume, in my corner. So I'm learning, I'm going through I obviously have a game plan, which is going to fuck shit up. That's always my game plan, right? But as I'm going through the fight, I'm also analyzing the fight as I'm going on. And if you go back and watch the fight, there's times where he would bridge and he will get himself out of certain positions. I get him in side control a lot and he gets out. So he has very flexible hips. And so at that point in time, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to go to side control. He's going to try to get out, and I'm going to start transitioning into the arm bar and then go for the guillotine. So that's why I did it specifically on him.
It's almost like you're a chess player. You're looking 3 moves ahead.
Well, I have to, and I'm always analyzing the fight. And that's, you know, that could be a bad thing or it could be a great thing. Because sometimes you don't have time to analyze. You got to be able to react and make the right reactions. But for me, I'm such an analytical person that when I'm fighting, I'm like, oh, let me do this instead and see if this works.
Right. Well, that was awesome. And the guillotine was just absolutely unbelievable. And then obviously the pose. So let's just get right to it. Why don't you show everyone the box and then, you know, we'll show them the bobblehead.
Yeah, absolutely. So here's the box, ladies and gentlemen, right here. It is pretty sick. I want to say this is all natural, all natural. And that you got MMA Bobblehead support.
Yeah.
And then
it's pretty sick. I got to say so myself. That's a great box.
You will see the One Championship World Grand Prix Flyweight belt. And then, can I go ahead and show the bobblehead?
Yeah, show them. Let's see it, man.
The bobblehead is right here.
Wow. Look at that. Look at that.
No Photoshop whatsoever. The beard is on point. The abs are on point. They're all there. The biceps there. The back's on point too.
Yeah. And the veins in your temple.
The veins in the temple. Yes, sir. All legit. It's probably my favorite action figure that I have done for myself. That somebody's done for me.
Thank you.
Thank
you for saying that.
This is the second one that's been done. And I think I remember my wife telling me, she goes, everybody has a different type of eye for art, right? And I love the shadowing of this statue of me.
Yeah.
We call him, and I call him a Figueiredo. That's what I call him.
Yeah, so do I, and I call them statues as well. You're a collector, right? You collect statues and other things?
Yes, I have anime statues. I have Dragon Ball Z. I have Attack on Titan. I collect Funko Pop vinyl figures.
Right.
I collect a lot of those as well. But this is like my first bobblehead. I don't collect bobbleheads, but I got this one now.
Right. It's hard for me sometimes to call it a bobblehead because it's almost more like a statue.
Yeah, it is. It is a statue. And you can't play with anything. It sits there. It's a statue of an iconic moment of my career.
Right. Now, real quick, tell me about the pose itself. Where does that come from?
I play video games, lots of video games, and this pose, it comes from when I play a little bit of Mega Man X. When he beats a character or beats a level, he gets the powers. He goes, it comes from Captain Commando from Marvel's Capcom 2. Just a combination of my imagination from video games.
And is it so instinctual that you do it, or have you ever like won a fight and you're like, oh wait, I got to do the pose?
No, it's instinctual. It's like I succeeded. The mission's complete, and bam, I do it. There's been one time I was like, I ain't gonna, no, not that pose. But there's one thing I was like, I'm not gonna do the power. I was like, no, fuck that. We're in the middle of the cage, the ring. It's my time to shine. It's my time to turn up. So that's what I want to do.
That's awesome, man. That is so great. So let's talk a little bit about the transition to one. I mean, you fought 3 times in 2019. What an amazing year you had, winning the inaugural belt. And then now you haven't fought in over a year due to COVID. What's happening? What's going on?
Well, obviously, my fight just got announced, fighting February 24th, 2021. Let's hope that COVID 2021 or COVID-19 is still not around. I'm sure it will be, but hope it does not, cancel the fight. But obviously, COVID, and with my fights being over in Asia now, in Singapore and Manila, Japan, they totally shut down the border. I mean, if you go to Singapore right now, there is no COVID. Like, I think the last time they had a local case was maybe like 5 days ago, which I don't know if they got under control. But if you go to Singapore, you have to do a mandatory 14-day quarantine. Or if I go over there, when I went over there just a week ago to film The One Apprentice, I had to do a COVID test before I jumped in the plane. Once I got off the plane, I did a COVID test. And then I went straight to the hotel and quarantined for 2 days. Then it came back negative. Then after that, I only can go to the specific places that the government allowed me to, which was on set, Evolve training, back to my room. So that was my thing. And I had someone with all the time check my temperature. So they're not there to, not just going to let people come and do what they want freely. So they want to be able to control this pandemic. Wow.
Yeah. And they're doing a great job. And just a real quick pivot. I just want to give a quick shout out to Debbie and all the people at OneFC. What a great group of people over there. Really fun to work with, and they let me kind of have carte blanche on doing this, and it was just a real pleasure to work with them at One.
Absolutely. I mean, Debbie and One Championship, they're amazing people, and I'm glad they were able to allow you to use the image and give me that, and me be the first one athlete to have this done.
Yeah, awesome. Couple more questions, we'll wrap it up. I do have a question about that big ass belt that they put on your shoulder, man. What is that thing? It's a belt for giants.
Yeah, it's my favorite belt. I've always been fascinated by Grand Prix belts. You look at Pride's Grand Prix, you look at Rising's Grand Prix, you look at Dream's Grand Prix, and you look at One's Grand Prix. I've always wanted Grand Prix belts. Always wanted one. It's my favorite belt. And yeah, that's.
But that belt is huge. Yeah, I mean, it's triple the size of another organization's belt.
Yeah, it is. I think it weighs about 20 pounds, and I think the old UFC belt weighs about 12 pounds. So,
wow.
Yeah, it's. I actually took it out the other day on my Twitch channel. I showed everybody, and I put it right back in this casing and put it right back in the closet.
In the closet, you don't display it?
So we're in the process of, so if you were to walk in my house, you wouldn't see one lick of mixed martial arts. No pictures of me fighting, no posters, nothing. And I don't want my life to be revolved around my career of mixed martial arts, right? So I just keep it in the closet.
Okay. All right, fair enough.
still, I'm ready to display it and find a place on my wall. Like all my championship belts, I've never displayed them, but I'm sure one day when my time comes, when I'm ready to, I'll find a nice spot in the house and I'll display them.
Good. Okay, cool. Well, let's wrap it up a little bit. I can't wait to, oh, you know what? I don't know if you've seen this before I go. I don't know if you've seen the prototype.
Prototype.
Yeah, that we painted there. And then, I don't know if you have the Christmas ornament on you, but it's an unpainted Christmas ornament. And this is what the Christmas ornament looks like. Oh, there we go. Look at that.
You want your boy on your Christmas tree?
That's right. That's right. So I can't wait to see you in about a month or so, or when we're going to do the autograph signing. And I just wanted to let everyone out there know who's watching that this is very limited. There's only going to be about 150, 200 available autographs. And so, get it as soon as you can before they sell out. Quickly on the Twitch thing, how many followers do you have on Twitch, and how involved are you with that?
I think I have about 171,000 followers, but that doesn't mean nothing, right? I think it's all about like your concurrent viewers and the community that you built that I built from Twitch. So I'm very involved in my community. I try to be as involved as much as I can. But having 3 kids, married, dog, and a full-time mixed martial arts career, I can't be as involved as I want to. And then sometimes when I play games, I just want to kick back and relax and not talk. But I love the Mighty Squad. They're amazing people. I met some amazing gentlemen on there and women, and they've opened my eyes up to games that I would have never been exposed to if I never started streaming on Twitch.
That's awesome. Maybe the Mighty Squad one day would like a DJ with some weaponry, with some badass guns, a bobblehead, with you all decked out and some cool stuff.
I'm already 5 steps ahead of you, my friend.
Okay. All right. Good. Hey, DJ, it was a pleasure, man. It was an honor to do this. It really was. I got to tell you, when I first started out, I would have never have imagined that this moment would be here right now, where I'm making such an iconic pose of someone that I admire so much. So thank you very much, DJ. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. And how do I get that prototype?
I'll bring something up to you next month when I see you.
No, I don't think you heard me. I want the prototype.
Oh, the big one, huh?
That orange one you showed me, I want that one.
You want this one? You got it, buddy.
I'm playing. You don't have to give it to me. If I can have it, in perfect, because that's the OG. That's what's scoped.
It's the 1 out of 1.
The 1 out of 1, exactly. This is probably 1 out of 2. And, yeah.
I don't think there's a number on that. Look on the bottom of that. Is there a number?
No, there's no number on it.
Yeah, so that's a prototype as well.
Okay, you don't have to give me that one then. Thank you.
I think I only made 5 of those with no number.
Awesome. Thank you so much, man.
Thanks, DJ. I really appreciate you hopping on and doing this. You're the first fighter ever, release his own bobblehead on my IG, so I appreciate it.
Oh, thanks, man. You got to do it more often.
Yeah, I will. Thank you, man. I'll see you soon. I'll see you next month in Washington.
Yes, sir, you will.
Okay. Have a good day, man.
You too, buddy.
Okay, bye.
All right. What's up, baby?
Wow. Let me just take that in for a second. Wow. I can't stress more, this is a big moment for me personally. I can't stress more to you guys who someone out there maybe needs to hear this, that you got to keep going. Don't give up on whatever you love doing. Keep going. You got to keep going, man. I mean, I've been doing this now. I came up with the idea of the Bobblehead Company 4.5 years ago, and the first year and a half was absolutely hell. It was really, really bad. I mean, I was enjoying it, but it was bad in the sense that it was just a money pit, a time-consuming pit. My life savings gone. But I love mixed martial arts so much, and I love art so much. And I love doing this. I love the idea of being able to capture these iconic moments so much that I just wanted to tell anyone out there who needs to hear this that don't give up. Don't give up. Keep going. All right. Like Yoel says, go. Poor Yoel, man. Wow. Anyway, thanks, guys, for joining me. I appreciate you. This will be the last one. Demetrius Johnson until about April or May. Cage Side Club, if you hadn't paid yet, sorry. but there's so many people that want to be in the Cage Side Club that I got to give the people in the Cage Side Club that aren't in it an opportunity to be in it. About 10 or 12 people have did not pay in the Cage Side Club. So, you know, I hate to end this on a bad note, but I just got to let you know where I'm at with this, because I want you people message me out to any room yet, I'll take any number. And I'm always saying, oh yeah, no, I can't, it's not open. And then, you know, the worst part of this thing is chasing people down to that want to be in the Cage Side Club to pay for it. It's the worst part of this, for sure, by far. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm just not going to do it anymore. So anyway, just on that note, thank you guys. I'll see you soon. You still here? Wow. Let me just take that in for a second. Wow. You know, I can't stress more, you know, this is a big moment for me personally. You know, I can't stress more to you guys who someone out there maybe needs to hear this, that you got to keep going. Don't give up on whatever you love doing. Keep going. You got to keep going, man. I mean, you know, I've been doing this now. I came up with the idea of the Bobblehead Company 4.5 years ago, and the first year and a half was absolutely hell. It was really, really bad. I mean, I was enjoying it, but it was bad in the sense that it was just a money pit, a time-consuming pit. My life savings gone. But I love mixed martial arts so much, and I love art so much. And I love doing this. And I love the idea of being able to capture these iconic moments so much that I just wanted to tell anyone out there who needs to hear this that don't give up. Don't give up. Keep going. All right. Like Yoel said, go. Poor Yoel, man. Anyway, thanks, guys, for joining me. I appreciate you. This will be the last one. Demetrius Johnson until about April or May. Cage Side Club, if you hadn't paid yet, sorry. But there's so many people that want to be in the Cage Side Club that I got to give the people in the Cage Side Club that aren't in it an opportunity to be in it. About 10 or 12 people did not pay in the Cage Side Club. So, you know, I hate to end this on a bad note, but I just got to let you know where I'm at with this, because I want you people message me out to any room yet, I'll take any number. And I'm always saying, oh yeah, no, I can't, it's not open. And then, you know, the worst part of this thing is chasing people down to that want to be in the Cage Side Club to pay for it. It's the worst part of this, for sure, by far. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm just not going to do it anymore. So anyway, just on that note, thank you guys. I'll see you soon. You still here?
How are you, man? Hey, get the fight. Hey, what happened?